Well, no. You know Welsh,
Oh
you?
my God, no. We are just talking about, we just done our Indiana's one. If you want to see his DNA, you have to go and see the other video. I'll split it up in two because it is quite long. And the real funny thing is that we have ideas where we come from, right? We have ideas where we come from. And in Indiana is, we live in England and his mom is from Cyprus, his dad is Welsh, but we thought he would be also English in him. He has no English in him whatsoever. And I am Dutch, I'm born in Holland, so my nationality is Dutch. Okay, so I am 50.9%
That's big.
English.
No, you're not. Oh, no, not English.
Well,
You're my enemy.
Yeah, oh sorry.
You invaded our country.
Yeah,
I'm going to have words with you later.
No,
about
I straight away apologize for all my ancestors. But what is really interesting about this is because I only...
You're more British than me.
Yeah.
Wow, and you come from Holland.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But the most interesting thing is only a few years ago I discovered that I have an English grandfather. He's an American, but he's from English ancestry. I researched the tree, but my mom was never acknowledged by her father. That was in those days, we're talking about early 1900s. And the man was married, worked for the consulate, the Dutch consulate. He was involved with Lindbergh, the flyers, the Lindbergh, yeah. Anyway, he was married but had no children with his wife. They couldn't have children with his wife. And he had what they call a housekeeper, and that doesn't mean she was cleaning their house, there's nothing to do with that. But that's how a woman was called who was kept by another man. And she had 4 children with him, which is, my mom is one of them. And we discovered that he was an American, James Lawton, and an American from Chicago, and he comes from England with the Mayflower boat. There you go. So
not him personally, but
no.
his ancestors.
Yeah. Of course, 1700s. Yes, he was one of the
Mayflower.
Yeah, my ancestors were one in the first group of people who went to the Americas. 51% almost.
Oh my
English.
God, you're more English than what I am.
Yeah.
I am English. I'm not.
Oh, wow. Okay, second one. 23.4%. Yeah. My mom is offspring of the slaves taken from Africa. Yeah. Which is obviously very obvious. My grandmother is really, really black, beautiful color. And we don't know anything about which part of Africa we come from.
Yeah, what is it?
Now we do.
Go on.
Nigeria.
No.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Which part is that?
It is one of the big countries in east of Africa,
Nigeria.
if I'm not mistaken. It's a huge country, and that Palin, is that the presenter? He is at the moment making a series about Nigeria.
It was on the news recently. Meghan and...
Meghan comes from Nigeria.
Yeah, Meghan was there yesterday in Nigeria, and Harry. Yeah. And she really was touched by the fact that she came from that country.
And she discovered it through the DNA test. And she's my sister.
Yeah,
she's my sister anyway, yeah.
Megan,
so that is 23.4% Nigerian.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
wonderful?
A lot, that is.
Yeah, and then I only have one more.
Wow. Yeah, you're not a cocktail like me.
It says 25.7% for other ethnicities. Well, that's a cheap cop out, in it. Yeah.
They told me all, mate.
And I'm going down for a minute, which you haven't seen, but it also gives me one close family member match already on DNA. It gives me 15 extended family matches, and it gives me 6,180 distant family matches. So
how come I don't have?
we can have a look at that.
How come I didn't have that in?
I don't know. That is probably in yours as well. Now, where do I... Here. Estimate... Oh, here. Okay. Oh, wow. Here we go. So, here they do it a little bit more split up. English, as I said, 50.9.
Wow.
Scandinavian,
Whoa, I knew
15.4.
Yeah, I told you, didn't I? Dad.
Why do I love Sweden so much?
Yeah. It's 15 points.
4% Scandinavian. We have a house. We bought a cabin in the wood.
I told you though, didn't I? The Dutch are descended from...
No, the Vikings. No. There's nothing to do with it.
Your dad's blonde.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with that. I looked it up. I researched it. Remember? Vikings were never... Anyway.
Oh, yeah. What was it about the Vikings? Tell them.
No. 15.4%. I don't know. 50 Scandinavian. 2.4% Eastern European. Eastern,
excuse me.
And then we have Nigeria. Then I have 6.8% Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern. And then you always say that I come from one of those islands.
Yes, so specific.
Melanesian. And that's by Indonesia, I just saw on the map.
Melanesia.
Yeah, and then I have also, here it says something else, I touch it.
Is that an island place, Melanesia?
I also have an ethnic group telling me I have something of Dutch as well. Well, that makes sense. My dad was Dutch.
Yeah, but do you remember I told you I got that memory of you in a past life? Is that an island, Melanesia?
Yeah, it's... I will touch it. Oh my gosh, you always said I come from one of those islands. It are little islands above Australia. Yeah, you always said it.
See, it also confirms my memories too, which is great.
Yeah.
Because that means you were the
person you see
priestess.
in my...
You was a priestess.
Yeah.
And in charge of a lot of people. He
always told me that I came from one of the islands, where I now have confirmation from, and I was a priestess there. And the islands are called... Let me see.
She was a very powerful,
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, a very powerful priestess, like a queen as well, type thing.
And what's another island? The Solomon? Yeah, Solomon Island. And can't read that. Vanuita Island.
Yeah.
And New Caledonia.
Wow,
so I come from that area, yeah.
Yeah, bang on.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Did you need any more confirmation? And he was
1.1%.
He was like I told you, you was a priestess, yeah. But they what I remember, I know I'm not a history person, but I remember it. He was like a queen or a king, or not a king, a queen of the whole area. You had a lot of power. And
I misused it in the end, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, let me read about Melanesian. That's interesting. Only 1.1%, but he knew that I came from that area, from former life memories he has. Okay. Melanesia is a region of Oceania and includes the islands Fiji, Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. Due to unique prehistoric migration and subsequently isolation, Melanesians have distinct genetic traits, including incidence of blonde hair, which is very rare among native populations outside of Europe.
That explains your blonde hair.
Yeah, that's where that comes from. So next time my mom tells me, would you not like to put some dye in it. No, Mom, this is for my Melanesian ancestors.
You want to find out about the history of Melanesia, and I think there was islands that are sunk there too, and because you wouldn't just in charge of that one island.
No, it's a group. It's a big group.
Yeah, but find out the history of that.
It's a big area down
Yeah.
there. Yeah, but we are now first going back to Scandinavia. I can't believe it. English, well, do we need to tell anything about English? Britain, blah blah blah. We know everything about Britain. So I'm more British than anything else.
Is it no wonder?
And if somebody asks me here, what are you doing here in England? Hey, you're a foreigner, what do you here? I have 51% English.
Yeah, and that so what it's telling us is that much of our choices is driven by our genes.
Yeah, and also memories.
Past lives.
I'll tell you one story. There's many, but how our former lives still exist in us.
Yeah.
I went to a trip to London for the first time. When I grew up in Holland, the Netherlands. For 40 years I've lived in the Netherlands. But I was always drawn to England. Didn't understand it, but hey. So we booked a trip to England with a bus. My mom went with us, my then husband's mother, brother, and I'm not sure if little Tamara was with us. I think she was. And there's my Dutch daughter. Anyway, the boat comes from the ferry in Dover and it drives into Kent. And something just happened inside of me. I looked at the landscape and I said out loud, verbally, this is where I belong. This is where I come from. Yeah. And this is decades ago. This is not yesterday. This must have been in the 90s, early 1990s. And my then husband was sitting next to me and he thought I was completely losing the plot because I said it out loud. It was such a strong feeling. And I said, this is where I belong. Here.
That was 51% of your genes speaking, that was.
Yeah, it is not that I literally recognize the landscape, but the affinity with the landscape. Something happened. Anyway, I had other things that I can tell you, but was always drawn to England. And after that only became more. And I wanted to read English books. I wanted to learn the English language very well, which is easy in Holland. The educational system is very good in Holland for English. And where do I live now? I always desired to study in England. I always desired to live in England. And I am here now for
23 years.
I'm into my 24th year and I love it here. It's just amazing. I think I feel so at home, always will be. So
would your brothers and sisters' genes be same as yours, or?
My 4 brothers will have exactly the same genes.
So they got all the English in them or not?
Well, but that's a good question actually, because
I could have took from my mum's or my dad's side.
Yes, I strongly took from my mom, obviously, because my mom is 50% from an English American and 50% from a Nigerian Suriname. So my brothers could have a little different balance, maybe.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it don't. Otherwise, it kind of don't make sense for.
No, spiritually it does.
Mathematically, spiritually, yeah.
Some people remember past lives. I do, and other people don't.
Rob will be similar to you. No, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie will have.
He comes from those islands.
Yeah. He was one of your.
Yeah, we look most similar. Yeah.
No, he was one of your subservients.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. English. It's the best thing ever, but I don't need to read you the things of England. We move on to Scandinavian. Well, seriously,
How
of
many
all,
percent?
15.4.
Wow.
The second biggest, I think.
I'm married to a Swede.
Well, Scandinavia, Northern Europe.
You should be used to that cold weather up there.
It doesn't tell me if I'm from Sweden or from Norway or from
Oh,
Finland.
well, they're all the same
but-
people.
Yeah, so, okay. Perfect. I love Sweden. We bought a house in the forest in Sweden in 2004. Love it. Same feeling, even worse. I feel I belong in the forest, but I love its people. So, yeah.
It's home to you, really.
Yeah. I always have
You
that
feel a
feeling.
home feel there.
Yeah, I'm also, my condition is much better when I'm in Sweden.
Yeah.
I love Sweden. If I could, I would move there.
Aye.
Okay, Sweden, 15.4.
Wow.
I have to write Ingrid later. Okay, yeah, it is a circle here. Also Denmark a bit included, Norway, Sweden, and a little...
Norway?
Yeah. And not Finland. It's Denmark, Norway and Sweden. I have never been to Norway, but I always wanted to discover it. So,
Norway, yeah, I reckon we should look into that.
Yeah.
Is the biggest part of that circle around Norway or what?
Oh, and Nigeria actually is west. What did I say? Which
West.
part of
Africa.
I came from? I come from Nigeria,
Africa.
and it's west. I see it here in the color.
Where does the Maasai tribe come from?
That I don't know, but we can look it up. And there is a little circle around Holland. I don't know why.
Ask Alexa.
Alexa, the Maasai people in Africa, which country do they come from?
From studycountry.com. The top countries of origin for African immigrants are Nigeria, Ethiopia,
Alexa,
Egypt.
Stop.
I did it wrong.
I'll
Can you
do
do it? Yeah.
Alexa, which part of Africa do the Maasai live?
From massagenerd.com. African massage is used today in Nigeria, Uganda, and other parts of Africa.
She says massage.
Maasai, I thought
Is
she said.
used.
Oh. Well, they said it.
Alexa, which part of Africa live Maasai people?
From answers.com. They live in the savannas of southern Africa.
Southern.
Okay.
Southern. No, nothing to do with me. Okay, so Eastern, yes, Scandinavia have done that. Right. I have 2.4% Eastern European. So my biggest part is
Russian.
England and Scandinavian.
Is Russian classed as European? It's not, is it?
Belarus, Ukraine,
Oh,
Romania, Bulgaria, Bosnia,
that's where we met.
Hungary, a little bit of Austria, Czech Republic, Poland, Lithuania, you had that as well, and a little bit Latvia.
Hmm.
So that is 2.4%. Wow. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, the Slavic and Baltic people. So 2.4% from them. Then on number 4, why is it number 4? Because number 4 is 23.4%. That's
a bigger
even
percentage.
more than Scandinavia. Yeah.
So what's that?
Nigerian. Yeah. Nigeria has the largest population in Africa, and its people belong to over 250 sub-ethnic groups.
Wow.
The largest of which are the Essans and the Yoruba. Nigeria was ruled by various kingdoms and tribal rulers and became a colony of England, blah blah blah. Okay,
Zulu.
that's
Well,
just
South Africa.
Nigeria, 23.4. So English, Nigerian, Scandinavian, what a combination. And then Middle Eastern. Okay.
Mad.
The Middle Eastern, that is what I just said, was the speakers of Arabic, Hebrew, and Aramaic. It's interesting though, because I always thought I have Jewish blood somewhere, and in mine, it doesn't come up. And it comes up in yours.
Comes up in me. So I'm the real Jew around you, not you.
Now, you're not a Jew, because you can only be a Jew if your mother is Jewish.
Yeah. somebody who was a mother of mine.
Yeah,
In
but
Jewish
that is
country?
how it's
There
done.
had to have been a mother there somewhere.
Yes,
And she
but
was
then
before that.
But then that mother married a father, had a son who didn't marry a Jewish woman, and then you're not longer considered a Jew. That's how it works. Sorry, but you come from the Jewish people, so
But you're not.
fuck the rules. Okay, yeah. So there you go. Middle Eastern. Now number 6, Melanesian.
Can't call you a Jew no more.
You never call me a Jew. I always, when I do certain things, I said, don't mind me, that's the Jewish side of me. I can't say that anymore.
You can't.
No.
I can say it now.
So,
That's the Jew in me.
photos, time machine, research, guess. So there is a map like you have. Yeah. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Love it. DNA matches, as I said, there's lots and lots of people already matched with me. One is Samantha Loch, and she's in Australia. She's in her 20s, and she is the first cousin daughter. So she's the daughter of my first cousin. So my father had sisters and a brother. They immigrated, my father's parents immigrated in the 50s to Australia. They lost contact. My dad didn't like that they moved away while my father was away in the army. When he came back, they were gone. So it's not very nice. And I think might be because my dad married a black woman while he was with his army based in South America. So in those days, people were, if not worse, prejudiced as now. And I don't accuse my grandparents of being prejudiced, but they moved away. So did they run away from their fear of getting a black daughter-in-law? I have no idea.
Yeah, I had the same whisper in my family about that.
Yeah,
my
it is
dad
still
marrying a Greek Cypriot.
It is still. I mean, I lived in a really nice village in Holland, and we had lots of Christian people in the village. And when I grew up, early 60s, I was born 1960. We had a neighbor. You can't be more Christian than her, and she was an absolute racist. She was so out of order, calling my mom a monkey and really horrible to my mom, to the point that I do remember coming home and my mom sitting peeling potatoes for 6 children and her husband and herself, I hope, and crying over peeling the potatoes. And my dad came home not long after, and he went to sort the neighbor out, not physically, but she got an earful. And not all people are nice, but I grew up without ever feeling discriminated. My friends or at school, or the fact that I never felt that I fitted in didn't come from other people treating me bad or calling me names or anything. I never fitted in, really, but here I feel completely fitting in. So I don't know if that has to do with it, but anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Samantha, that fit, she is a daughter of a cousin. So my aunties, I know I had 2 aunts, and one definitely lived in Australia. One, I think, moved back to Holland, but she might have returned. And my uncle Peter, he lived in Australia. So did he marry and had children? I do know that my auntie Nina had children, so she is a daughter of one of those children. My dad's nephews and nieces.
Is her name Loch Dutch?
No, it's English, isn't it? Or Scottish, Loch.
Don't know, never heard it in this country.
But she is a daughter of one of my cousins. So we lost contact. I met my Dutch grandmother once. Our uncle, my father's brother, he moved away when he was 7, so he could understand Dutch, but he didn't speak it. And lived with us for a while. He came to visit my father and he stayed with us for a while. He couldn't get used to Holland. It's so small compared to Australia. I remember him driving in the connection, over the connection road with my father. He was passenger. And from a connective road between two villages, Laren and Blarikum. And he said, are we going to drive over this road? This is not wide enough for 2 cars. Because you have to slow down if you want to pass each other. There are big, beautiful trees in the lane. And he said, this is a bike track in Australia. So that gives a little bit the idea how cramped Holland must feel for somebody who grew up in Australia. Yeah, so I can contact her. So that this is done by MyHeritage DNA. We did the cheapest one. And I'm definitely doing another one. From another one, just to see if this is correct, just to check what they come up.
Well, that was why I was fascinated, because I said to you, didn't I, Polynesian?
Yeah.
And I think that I was...
it comes from that
that's
area.
That's why I was fascinated, because your look has to be explained as well.
My nose
somehow.
is different.
Yeah.
People, I remember Rasa from Word.
You don't look African.
No, and I don't
not
look
in your
Dutch.
facial features,
No.
but your hair.
And I don't look Dutch either.
No.
And I don't look English either.
No, you're an oddball, you are.
Yeah, a cocktail again, like we always say of each other. But there is 4 different ethnicities, and that is then what the islands, isn't it? Because it comes up as, let me see, England, Scandinavian, Eastern Europe, Nigeria, Middle Eastern and Melanesian.
Melanesian is the one.
Yeah, I think that's where the nose comes from.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they might have those statistics, you know, like, because they use barcodes.
Yeah.
Like so much this, so much that, so much that.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe if you had another one done, it would probably might find differences myself. Yeah. That's my opinion.
So thank you very much. If we do another test, we will absolutely share it again. And thank you for watching. Bye.